I've absolutely had no problems doing these videos this late in the day. But the problem is, and I actually just sort of realized it now, because it's going to take me all day till I actually have time to make the video, that I'm not going to be able to shave prior to that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't really grow facial hair to save my life, but, it's one of those self-conscious things that I gotta be aware of. But, yeah, it's just, one of those things. But don't worry, this isn't going to last forever. And remember, weekend videos are going to be a lot earlier than this. It's just, again, I'm working on something really important where, unfortunately, I can't have access to my phone. Don't worry, though. I'll be able to access, my Facebook and stuff. It's just, I absolutely need my phone because, as you can tell, I'm holding on to my phone right now. I need to use the camera. And I can't really do that if I don't have the camera. So, yeah. But, I'd say today's been pretty solid. I mean, today is Thursday. And don't worry, I haven't seen the newest episode of Hot Ones yet, even though, since it's 7 o'clock, almost 7 o'clock Eastern Time, it's been out long before. It's been out for all day, basically. But I'm really excited. I mean, as you guys know, wings are the hors d'oeuvre on my full-course menu of life. I mean, a show about wings? How does that not get me interested? So, yeah. I actually said a while back that, my mom was going to have surgery on her knee. And believe it or not, she actually just had it. And she's actually doing perfectly fine. I mean, it was only knee surgery. One of those, basically a torn meniscus and a little bit of a cartilage issue. Problem is, that's the sort of thing where you're going to be out for, a couple of weeks. And, in my spare time, I've been, helping her out. In fact, I'm actually going to go home and help her out after I get this video all situated for your viewing entertainment for today. So, yeah. All in all, there's that. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? I mean, what could I talk about? Well, again, for now, I cannot disclose the location where I am, but what I can tell you is that where I am is actually rather cold right now, inside. Outside, it's actually really nice. In fact, the only reason why I'm wearing this sweatshirt is because it is cold on the inside. Seriously, I'll put it this way. I used to work in the lab at Robert Packer Hospital in Sarah, Pennsylvania. And they have the air conditioning on a lot because, they work, because, it's a lab. They work with very heavy machinery, delicate equipment, all that good stuff that we all know and love that a hospital does. And if there is one thing that we can all attest to, is that heat and machines do not mix. I mean, we all saw Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We know how Arnold dies. Yeah, I had to throw that reference out there somewhere. I mean, don't get me wrong, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is great, but the first one, man, that first Terminator was awesome. Yeah, I admit, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually really cool. I mean, this is a guy who He's the Terminator and Predator and Running Man. Running Man's really good. In fact, that and Predator would make for a good double feature. Actually, a good triple feature would be the 3 movies I just mentioned. Terminator, the first... Actually, you know what? A quintuple feature. The 2 Terminator movies, Predator, Running Man, and you gotta have Total Recall. I mean, it takes place on Mars, and there's the chance that you get to see what would happen if we actually tried to breathe on Mars. It does actually remind me, back when I was at Trinity-Pawling, and one thing we really did talk about in my environmental studies class, yes, my science class at Trinity-Pawling was environmental health. Yeah, you require like an English, a science, a math, a history, and like whatever else you want to do. I personally did theater and choir for mine. Anyway, one thing we stress in environmental health, global warming and climate change, and basically the things that, we gotta help keep our planet safe from all sorts of devastation that we do not want. And, we would do like experiments and stuff like that. We would go to the pond in which we played. Yeah, I had to do that. I mean, I had to say that to my brothers out there, but y'all know that. Anyway, but one thing we really want to talk about, climate change and, CBCs and, darn, I forget what they're called, but, basically fossil fuel stuff that pollutes the atmosphere. And one idea I actually did have was, and I got this from, I think it was the movie Red Planet, maybe? I forget what the name of the movie's called, but basically, the guy survived on Mars alone for an X amount of time because basically he was in a room full of vegetation. See, for those of you who probably been living under a rock your entire life, as humans, we breathe oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. But with plants, it's reverse. Plants inhale carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen, if you will. So basically, the guy survived because he's breathing in a room filled with plants. His carbon dioxide is actually, feeding the plants in the room that he's in on Mars, and it's actually allowing him to breathe because, when plants exert oxygen, you're getting oxygen, you're able to breathe. And it got me thinking, why not just, grow some plants on Mars? I mean, you don't have to grow, actually, you would have to grow, a lot, but see how it would go. I would like to see an experiment take place where basically the atmosphere in a room, like an enclosed area, is nothing but carbon dioxide, and see how plants react to that. And, over time, see how much more oxygen there is in the room than carbon dioxide, and see if it'd be long enough to, breathe. And, you'd have, some guy walk in a room in, a suit, so, he can actually breathe himself, water the plants, pretty much do everything that you would do with a normal plant, it's just in a room that's filled with carbon dioxide. And I would like to see how they would monitor how much more oxygen there would be over time. That would be kind of cool. Honestly, if it works, and we actually did end up, and this is my theory, if it works, and we actually did, put plants on Mars, we would have to take, an exuberant amount of water with us as well in order for it to work, because, plants gotta survive with water. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Wow, I'm sorry. Anyway, plants gotta have water to survive, see how much more oxygen would take up the atmosphere on Mars. And eventually maybe we'd be able to breathe and, colonize it. But, that's just a pipe dream. Don't get me wrong. I know for a fact that Mars is... I do feel that we'll colonize Mars in, my lifetime. I'm only 28 years old. You know, the goal, and let's be honest, everyone's goal in life is to live forever or as long as possible. So, yeah, honestly, if I ever make it to the triple digits, which over time could actually be quite possible, you know, whenever I pass away, that's just, it's going to have to be me. That's what happens. That's how life works. And wow, I went from talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger to the planet Mars to a crazy old science experiment that I thought of way back when I was in Trinity-Pawling to the idea of death. Wow, I'm sorry if that was a real downer. I really do try not to, but hey, if I look stupid doing it, you gotta entertain by that, right? So, yeah, I suppose there is that. And plus, you know what? This week, a new chapter of One Piece comes out. Looking forward to reading that. Usually, it varies when the One Piece chapters come, because they used to come on like Thursdays, but then they moved to like Fridays, but every now and again it like comes on Thursday. It's weird. And sometimes it's like super duper early in the morning too. So even when it does come out, I still gotta like wait until well, especially now, since again I'm not gonna have access to, well, actually I have access to computers where I am, and just no access to my phone. So I still gotta wait until I have access to some sort of computer to when I can actually have time to read it. But, you know, no matter what happens, these videos are still going to be coming. Because, honestly, if there's one thing I've learned over time, it's that I love doing this. I do. And a vast majority of it would not be possible without your support. Whether you're a first-time viewer or perhaps you've been watching since day one, which would be January 1st, 2018, just say, hey, it was if this whole thing started off as a New Year's resolution, what do you want from me? So, there's that. And what I'm doing right now, I've actually met some pretty decent people. You know, like, they're nice. But again, I never mention names, never name names, so as not to embarrass or offend anyone. Of course, there are some exceptions, you know, like celebrity athletes or infants or toddlers who there's no way their parents would be irresponsible enough to let them have a social media page. And you people know who you are. Seriously, if you're like 5 or 6 years old, you should not have a social media page. I mean, you can have your mother or father film you, but it shouldn't be like the kid's social media page. It should be the parent's social media page. I mean, yeah, it would come across as pretentious to promoting your son or daughter, but you know what? It's still better than risk having a child be responsible for his or her own social media page, where since they're children and they may not necessarily know everything, even when they think they do, they would probably mess it up, and that would be very bad. And I should probably stop rambling now before I potentially make any more downers, look like a moron in the process, and make everybody else feel bad, because I'm not going to make everybody else feel bad. These are my videos. I want you guys to be happy. And you know what? If there's one thing I am happy, is that I make these videos, and that's all there is to it, and I'm going to be sticking to it forever. So on that note, I'm humbled I made this video. For all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today, I'm hopeful we all have a wonderful Thursday. Well, actually the day's about over. So, I guess wonderful rest of Thursday? Or, you know, I hope we all had a wonderful Thursday. I know I did. I mean, again, day's almost over, so something else can come up. You never know. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care, everybody.